Well, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day. This is Rob. Welcome to today's Power Hour. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please type the number 1 in the chat box in that comment section to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it because there is absolutely nothing worse than talking to myself for the next half hour, I guess, except talking to myself for the next hour. Right? That is never fun. Never at all. I don't care what anybody says. I like people around me. Good afternoon, Jim. Thanks, Lee. I appreciate it. Lee's just reminding me that my screen is not shared yet. So let me go ahead and get that done. All right, there we go. Appreciate it. Thank you. Helen, good morning. Afternoon, Jim. Afternoon, John. Lots of ones in there. Brenda, morning. Excellent. Thank you so much, everybody, for that warm welcome. As we get started here, keep in mind that everything we look at is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendations. I think we got video started. No, we didn't. Not sure. Pop up somewhere, please. There we go. I see me. Okay, perfect. And that's a hypnotizing fan on the ceiling, by the way. Don't stare at it because you're done if you do. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it. All right, as you get going here today, folks, keep in mind that there's a lot of trainings that we've got coming up each and every week. Mastering the Trade, for those that are in the Power Option Plays, that will be coming up on the 9th, which is Wednesday. Right, Wednesday. We'll be doing that. Trading on the 10th, we've got Mastermind tomorrow evening, a couple of classes next week. Power Hour, Trading Coaches Playbook on the regular schedule. How not to get your ass kicked. One of the 3 that we're doing are in the books already. Great class, great training, phenomenal feedback from it. I was impressed with the emails that we got on it. So you definitely want to go ahead and check that out and get yourself registered for that class without a doubt, right? You definitely want to be there. Be there, be square type thing. I will take you over to a link for that in just a moment. Actually, let me do this. Everyone, well, let's finish up here. Let me do that, and I'll show you a way to get there. Power Option Plays, Covered Call, Explore E-mini Think Tank are on schedule this week. I've got a slight modification to pop this week. I will talk about it in Tuesday's training tomorrow, and then we'll go over it again on Wednesday when we get into Mastering the Trade. If you're in pop, folks, unless it's just oh my God, it's impossible for me to be there, you want to be at this training coming up in Mastering the Trade. This is the training. This is the one where we're going to go over all the new rules. And had you followed them, I gave you 3 candidates to focus on first thing in the morning today. And one of those 3, great setup, great entry, couple of dollar P&L on that trade. Woo, smoking, really nice, really nice on that setup. So, and we're going to train on all those rules tomorrow night. In the last pop, I kind of went over and said, this is it, but I really didn't explain what it was. I'm indoctrinating you. I'm teaching you. I'm bringing you into the fold of some of these changes that are going to reduce your time between 25 and 50% a day of identifying your candidates. It's a very simple process now. It's a 1, 2, 3 system. Very simple process. Every stock's going to get a rank. Everyone. We're going after the ones first. Boom, boom, boom. One of my ones broke out today. It did exactly actually what I wanted. Not just broke out, exactly the way I wanted it to trade. It was a thing of beauty, an absolute thing of beauty. All right. So if you could be there, you definitely want to. Right. Here's our follow us page. Make sure you're following on the various social platforms we have out there. There's always new content going up. We don't want to share that just yet. So one of the things on here is tradinglikeaboss.com, bottom left-hand corner. Right? If I take you over to tradinglikeaboss.com, you will find the How Not to Get Your Ass Kicked training right here. When you click on it, it'll give you the opportunity to register for one or both. They're the same trainings, folks, but one or both of the next 2 trainings that we are doing. I will not be doing a 4th one. Lee just dropped the link in there as well. Thank you for that, Lee. I will not be doing a 4th training on this at all. We stop with the 2 trainings and we're done, 3 trainings, 2 more, and we're done on this, right? So get in there for that. But you can also register for Power Hour, Trading Coaches Playbook. All of our free resources are on this page. When a class is done, we take How to Get Your Ass Kicked Out and we put the next training in there and you know, pull out things that are not relevant in the market, but for those days any longer, we kind of take them off of our list. All right. So that's how you get to it, is right there. I don't want to bring us into the training yet, but let's see. We've got a couple of comments in here. Let's see what we got going. Yeah, Jim said, I like talking to myself. I say a lot of positive things about me. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to get in my own head sometimes. That could be bad. Jim said, I liked your Traders Market Intelligence report this weekend. People should see and listen to that recording. Jim, I appreciate that. I asked Sean this morning. And listen, guys, we put a lot of resources out. I don't expect that anybody is looking at every one of them, but there are certain things that you're going to see from us, right? And that are going to be coming out regularly. And I'm going to have a plan of action probably come the beginning of the year with some of these new things. There's a brand new website that's coming out as well. Another one of our websites, all related to trading, all related to the same stuff we do here. But we're trying to bring things together and make it easier to find Rob, to find wealth builders, and to kind of put it all together. Right now, every one of you know about the wealthbuildershq.com because you are there regularly to log in, register, get access to your products and so forth, right? To your training tools. The tradinglikeaboss.com, you'll notice we have a link here to take you back to Wealth Builders HQ. There will be one more site, and on the wealthbuildershq.com, we will have a link somewhere on this page. And at the bottom of every page, if you've noticed, our footer has changed. But at the bottom of every page, we'll have a link to get to those other two sites. More than likely, the way I envision it is we're going to be somewhere over here with those other links, right? All of this stuff at the very bottom is supposed to go away, right? This will be tightened up, so it'll be very close to the bottom. This is a brand new, it's called a footer. This is a brand new footer for us that Sean and his team have done a phenomenal job on, right? Of putting this together, of duplicating what my vision was. We'll tighten this space up inside of here between your email address and the line also. We'll kind of bring all of that up a little bit. But somewhere over here, we're going to have those other two links. And on Trading Like a Boss, we'll have the link. And on this other site, we'll have the link. So you can get back and forth between the three very easily, very simply. And each one is going to have a different purpose. Tradinglikeaboss.com, free resources. Everything that we do that's free, we put it out here. I said to Sean this morning, there was a training that I wanted to do. And I yelled it out to him while we were in our market morning, said, hey, put this on the list that we need to do a free training on this so we can add it now to this page, right? And just things like that that you get to take advantage of, each site having different purposes to it, all right? Different reasons for that. Okay, so I want to start off today with talking about, I thought we might want to go into, just as we did this morning, we might want to go into economic reports. Now, you'll notice we don't have any today. We also don't have any tomorrow. I know you see something popped up there, but that's congressional elections. That's why we don't have anything. This is the government smartly, wisely saying we're not going to influence on one good report or one bad report, influence the markets, not the markets, sorry, the votes. So we're going to leave that alone and kind of back away. Just, again, a smart thing. That'd be like the Fed announcing a rate hike tomorrow. You know, that would be great, wouldn't it? It hurts whoever's in the presidency at that time and helps whoever's not. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's the way it's going to be perceived because it's the last thing on your mind. So we don't have anything this week. We've got a couple of reports coming out on Thursday, and this week meaning because of the election. Thursday, we've got the CPI is a big one. Waller speaking is always, you never know what's coming out of Waller's mouth. Unemployment is coming out also on Thursday. And then on Friday, you got consumer sentiment, right? Consumer confidence, basically. So a couple other Fed members speaking on Thursday as well. So we don't have anything to be concerned with here. You're not concerned with the election. It's not affecting trading. You're not going to get results tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon, right? You're not going to get results from any of them tomorrow at 2 at night, 2 in the morning, a.m. It's not going to happen. So you're not going to see any real effect to the market. You know, CNBC came out this morning and said, hey, the market's up today in thoughts of, you know, who's going to win on the elections and how it's going to affect Wall Street. So that was their thought of where the market was. And I think people are looking positively to the markets getting better for multiple reasons. I'm not saying we're there economically yet as a nation yet, but we're hoping that some things change and shift around as far as the market goes, and we start to move in a better direction, a more positive direction. If you have positions, right? If you have positions, because many of you have gone through, have been through elections before, but maybe not where you were holding long positions. And I'm not even necessarily just talking about your options trades. I'm talking about if you have stocks that you own that you don't want to have taken away from you, right? And you're uncertain what's going on in this market condition because of the election. You know, you may have an opinion of if this side wins, the market goes up. If this side wins, the market goes down. You're not sure who's going to win. The polls are saying it's very close. You're not sure who's going to win. If you write a covered call and the side that wins pushes the market up, there's a chance your stocks are getting taken away. So you may want to consider holding off on writing positions, selling positions against your longs, your stocks, or even your diagonals, your long option trades. You may choose to wait on that just to not be on the wrong side of that trade. Your call, okay? Something to think of. You also may look at, well, I bought a directional position, I'm holding it overnight, and the wrong team wins, the wrong side wins, and you can see that position go against you. What's the wrong side? Well, remember, one it's going to go up, one it's going to go down, believe to, right? And if that's the case, if you bought a call, it doesn't matter who's winning and losing. If it's the wrong one for you, if whoever wins the House, the Senate, causes the market to go down and you own a call, you're at risk because of that long position you own. So just something to keep in mind. It may be I haven't talked about this in a while, but position one in the chair, where you're just kind of chilling out and hanging and can't really reach the keyboard from here. And I'm just kind of doing my thing. And, you know, it's beautiful. I don't know where you guys are at, but here in New York, it's gorgeous. It's 70 some odd degrees outside. Heck, it's 79 degrees in my office right now. Right now, that might have something to do with I have 9 monitors on at one time, but 8. I don't have that one on. 8 monitors on right now. So it's a little bit warm here. Right? Very much is. Very, 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 very much is. So maybe go do something else. Maybe get away from the market for a little bit. Check in the morning. I do most of my stuff early in the morning. Come back and check a little bit in the afternoon after 1:30 or 2. See what's going on there. And then I'm kind of done and get to walk away a little bit. But that traders market intelligence report that Jim talked about, guys, if you go over to wealthbuildershq.com and I'm just going to back this up. You go to newsletter, wealthbuildershq.com/newsletter, right? This is it. Okay. This is the video that Jim was talking about. Every one of you should be looking at this. I go into, and Jim, it was almost like I paid you to do it, Jim, to say it. I go into an analysis in here where I used an additional Fibonacci tool and drew that extra fib tool on the chart that we have on the S&P 500. And it is freaking amazing where these lines wind up. I've been talking about them for a year. And one of these fib lines winds up, it was like $3 or $4 away from a $3,000 index. It winds up $3 or $4 away, $5 away from that level. And I go through it in there. But check it out. You can watch it right here from the newsletter site. We update this every Sunday. Yesterday was a late one because Sean was out of town this week and didn't get it updated until last evening for us. Normally it comes out around noon-ish on a Sunday. Eastern time is about when it comes out there. So you can also find it on YouTube, right? You can go to our YouTube channel to catch it as well. All right. Jim said, yes, we did use the additional tool. That was nice. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, guys, the training is 8 minutes long, I think. And that's a long one. That's because I use the extra tool. Normally it's 5 or 6 minutes. We go into there. We talk VIX, we talk S&P, we talk what's going on in the market, where I see things happening. And so forth. So check it out. Let me know how you like it, right? Again, everything that's going on here, all the trainings we do, all the major earnings that are coming out this week, all the economic reports that come out, all of that's listed here, guys, right? There you go. Jim said 8 minutes, 29 seconds long. Appreciate it. Thank you. But I do appreciate the plug there for it, Jim. I put a lot of time and effort into getting it right, making sure you prep work wise for it, making sure you guys get the best of it. So there you have it. All right. With that, we're not going to go into the extra thing I did on S&P, but let's go look at the S&P 500 and see what the heck is happening there. All right. So this is bigger picture view of the S&P 500 right now. You can see it's got the 11/7 update on it. This is today. Okay. I'm going to bring it in. Let me take this symbol grid down for now. I'm going to bring it in. I want you to see as much as possible on the screen. All right. So if we talk about what's happened in there and we talk about what's happened in there, let me just fix something there. If we talk about what's happened in the last couple of days, you can see right here on Wednesday, we had this massive shift. We pushed up, we fell down, we gapped up right to the 618 and failed. We gapped down the next day on Wednesday. We gapped right to this level. We started to push back up. That was the bulls trying to win, and the bears going, and why not? Why did the bears stop them? Well, in my opinion, it's a very simple purpose, a very simple reason, right? And that reason is, that purpose is, on this day, right here, on this day, that long black candle right there, we had that wick just break through. We opened, so we chipped away at the ice a little bit. That's my phraseology for it, chipped away at the ice, right? We opened just above, on this day, right here, we opened just above the 38.5209 level. We ran up and then we failed, right? That failure was a major, major shift in market. We had popped up, we had a high, we had a small pullback after the huge run. We gapped up and failed, chipped away at the ice, boom, chakalaka, broke right through that level after giving the bulls an opportunity to kind of sweeten them up a little bit. Yeah, baby, it's going good for you, isn't it? It's looking nice. We're going up. Whoosh, right? Slap. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? Right? And that massive drop. We then continued that up with this push down. We broke through the ice one more day. Right? We broke through the ice one more day. Let's fix that. Right here, we chipped through the ice, and then we gapped up. Man, everybody's thinking we're good. We run up a little bit for the day. We fail, and we bounce right off of that 37.11 fib line. Good technical bounce, by the way, right? It still keeps us at higher lows. So we have a low, a higher low, and yet a higher low in there, right? Because this candle, and those of you that were in Brandon's training 2 weeks ago on Thursday, where Brandon talked about swing low, that's it. You guys have seen me do this on fibs before, right? That's a technical swing low, or a very ugly face. Okay, woo, type face. So that's a technical swing low in there that took place there. We bounced up, closed near the top on Friday, right? We were up a little bit on Friday from where we closed to on Thursday to Friday. And then today we're struggling. Why? We have a fib line, which it's the 382. It's not the strongest of fib lines, but it is a fib line. We have the 8 and the 21 right there. Now, you may look at this and say, yeah, but Rob, the 8's right at the fib line. The 21 is just a little bit away, and it is. The problem is, look at the candle right now. If you look at the candle of what we're dealing with right now, today, and that's why being at this is so important, guys. Look at the body of the candle today. For the most part, it is stuck, pinned inside of the 8 and 21 moving averages. It's stuck in there. Right? What's happening? We're not able to break out. I'm not saying it won't break out, but up to this point, we're not breaking out of there. We are holding steady. We broke to the bottom a little bit, to the upside a little bit. That's great. That's fine. That's good. Nothing wrong with that. But we can't break through yet. The strength, there's a lot of strength on the upside, which is making it hard for the bulls who are trying on a day like today, trying to get up there. Right? We're down 25 cents right now, 22, 16, 12, 7, 8, 3. Oh, break even right now. We're up a penny. And there you go, right? So we're kind of right at that flat-ish level right now with those moving averages. And that resistance above head is causing issue, not letting it get through, right? There's added strength there on the upside and some strength on the downside. And the bulls and bears at lunchtime, no less, are trying to duke it out a little bit to see who's going to win. Okay. And even with that, it doesn't mean anything because it's lunchtime. All right. Unless you get a big break, it could be nothing more than if it just kind of dribbles up or down, okay. Kind of meandering around there. Not a big deal. All right. So let's see. Donation place. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly, Roman. It's a place for donations. Scott said SPY is doing ping pong between the 8 and the 21 moving average. Bingo, Scott. Bingo. Yeah. I mean, that's a good analysis there, Scott. I love the phraseology I use all the time, playing ping pong there. But we're stuck, and we can't get out of it at this point. when we look at the VIX, notice I've got my screen in green, yellow, and this green and red. You'll see some yellow down below. We're not near it right now, so I'm not too worried about it. But there's some yellow down below as well. That green is a moderate or medium zone. It's kind of a comfort level right now. That's where we're at. One of the things we'll be training on tomorrow night in the Mastering the Trade will be on these red, yellow, green zones, setting them up and identifying them and so forth. Very straightforward way of looking at things. Okay. Let's see. All right. I thought there was another comment. Same one. That was Scott's there, right? So I like where the S&P is right now. I like how the S&P is right now. We look from an intraday standpoint. Let's see. $SPX.X. All right. We look from an intraday standpoint, and the S&P cannot get out of its own way. It can't. It just can't. It just, it wasn't Bugs Bunny, but I don't think so. But it might have been Bugs Bunny. It was one of those cartoons where there was this big vulture type bird, kind of doofy looking bird. And he would sing a song, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me, right? And it was very, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee, right? And he was just kind of da-do, 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 da. That's how the S&P, that's what I think of when I think S&P 500. No, I'm not a singer. Don't worry. I won't inflict more pain on you with more singing. I promise I'll stop. But you get the idea, right? That's kind of what we're doing. We had to gap up and the bulls went, yes. And then we pulled right back. And then we bounced again. Well, yes. And then we pulled right back. The bears went, yes. And we went up and then we're back. Yeah. And now we're at lunchtime. We just went, woo, for the last 3 candles, we're flat, right? There's nothing going on. That doesn't mean we won't see some movement after the market, after lunch today. But look, even on pivots, I got nothing. I cannot find a decent pivot trade on the Qs or on the SPY at all to pick something up on this. Just can't. It's ugly. Ugly is the overall pattern right now. Jim says, I remember that cartoon. I'd love to get a copy of it. I really would. If anybody could find that and tell me where it is, if you happen to run across it, I would love to see that. I thought it was great. I love that guy. You love my singing, Helen? You must be part toned down because I sing horribly. Yeah, thanks. PK said, where did your daughter get her voice from? It's not me. It's not me. My father-in-law is very musically inclined. When I was in 4th grade, I went to a Catholic school. I joined 2 different groups in 4th grade. You were allowed to at 4th grade. I joined the altar boys and the choir boys, and they're both boys, right? And I was in the choir boys about 3 weeks, and the choir master came to me and said, I think you would do much better with sticking with the altar boys, and asked me to leave the choir, which it's a Catholic school. I'm volunteering, and he asked me to leave. Go figure. So she didn't get it from me, PK. That's for sure. All right. So Scott said, ping pong, and they said 8 and 21 have also been confluence with the opening gap this morning. Exactly, Scott. Yes, it's worked extremely well there. And Scott, I know you and Sean have a call coming up where you guys are going to chat. We're in our meeting, our super summit that we had in New York 2 weeks ago on the Friday, which is the Inner Circle Mastermind Group. Sean trades tremendously, huge focus on SPY. He's building a system for SPY, and he does a good job with it, with what he's done so far. He saw some what Brandon taught on Thursday. He saw what I taught on Friday about gaps and trading the markets, trading the power option plays candidates, and went, oh my God, that's the missing pieces of what I need in my system. And then he and Scott got talking about, because Scott trades SPY religiously, and they got talking. I said, hey, you guys need to get on a Zoom call and just help talk with each other. Share, you're doing the same strategy, share the content of what you're doing with each other. Scott is in our Inner Circle program. And they've got an appointment this week, right? I don't remember if it was today or tomorrow, but you guys got that going on, Scott. So I'm excited to hear what you guys come up with from that. It's today. Okay, there you go. It's today. I'm stoked for it. All right. So let's see. All right, guys, go ahead and drop. If you did some trades today, drop them in. Accountability time. What did you do? Right? Come the new year, come mid-December, early to mid-December, you're going to hear me start talking about New Year's resolution and why they're all garbage. But that's where most people start with them, is the new year. I'll wait till the new year to start losing weight. Why? Today is no good? Is there something wrong with today? Is it too light out, too sunny, too dark, too cold, too hot? Why? All right. We'll talk about New Year's resolutions, but we're going to talk about resolving to hitting the enter button X times a day. I'm going to ask you to commit to how many times a day you're going to hit that enter button. And I'm going to be asking it in multiple places. You're going to get emails about it. You're going to see us asking in classes like this. I'm even going to go ahead to the point of, from an accountability standpoint, we're looking at, I haven't set it up yet. We're looking at setting up a text alert service where you will be able to text to us your name, and I don't care if it's funded or non-funded, the number of times you hit enter for an opening position. Not I hit enter to get in, I hit enter to get out. That's one trade as far as I'm concerned. And every day I'm going to ask you to text me. If it's zero, it's zero. It's your accountability factor, right? I need you to focus on hitting that enter button. The only thing that's going to get you successful is doing it again and again and again. If you do it once in a while, yeah, I got $2,000 in my name, I'm paper trading like that. Hell no. You got $2,000 in your name and you're not trading funded yet, then you need to be trading like you got $1 million. I don't care. Hit enter, hit enter. If you find 4 trades today, 1, 2, 3, 4, enter. You're in market mornings, take the setup, see what's there. You're in power option plays, take the setup, see what you can get. Every day hitting enter. You're going to find out what works and doesn't work quickly. Don't get discouraged by it. You don't know enough yet to be discouraged by it. You should get discouraged if you knew to wait for the stock to move up and fail. Instead, it gapped down and you took the trade and then went against you and now you're underwater. Okay, that's where you should be discouraged, that you didn't follow your plan. Not that you hit enter learning how to do this, right? It's putting the training wheels on a bike. And not discourage you don't know how to ride a bike at 4 years old. No one's taught you yet. First time you got on, we put the training wheels on. Then we take one training wheel off, we take the other training wheel off. So we're trying to do some accountability stuff for you to help you be able to do a better job of this, right? And we'll use the New Year's as an excuse of when we're going to do it, okay? Here we go. I love it. I love it. So Kevin said, bought the January 52 half calls on SLV, all right? John said, Iron Condor on the Rut, Wheel of Fortune on KSS and Google, cash flow $1,000 plus today. Today. How many of you would not have to go to work if you took in $1,000 today? For some of you, it's the whole damn week. You don't have to go to work. Man, if I make $1,000, that's 52 grand a year. We'll call it 50 grand. You deserve 2 weeks for vacation, right? We'll give you 2 weeks off. Okay? Why not? Right? So for some of you, $1,000 a week doesn't cut it. You're making more than that. Okay, 5 grand a week. What if you can only do 2 or 3 days a week? What if it's only $2,000? That's 6 figures, folks. That's $100,000 a year at 2 grand a day. All right. Great job. Great job. Great job. There, John. Fantastic. Donald said, took 6 trades from market mornings today out of 1, all profitable so far. Yes. I love it. I like it. And I said I wasn't going to sing anymore. Never mind. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Guys, I could very easily not bother getting up as early as I do to get ready and prepare and get all my stuff done and all the things I have to do in the morning that are important to me and getting prepared for this and then spending a half hour teaching it, right? I could very easily not do it. But that right there is the exact reason that I do. When Donald said I took 6 of the trades and out of 1, profitable on all of them so far, and they all came out of market mornings. And this morning, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he took 6 of them. He hit enter 6 times today. That's the power behind it. Yes, Brenda, it is awesome. Jim said, did multiple SPX.W trades up $1,500. Yeah. Good job. PK said, congrats. And then said, oh no, appreciate you getting us to the next level on market mornings. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, I enjoy doing it, but the stuff that I see here, when I see that, if I took those trades this morning, that's the stuff that gets me going. I mean, I took 2 of them from this morning. I did Apple I wasn't crazy about a directional trade, although I said directional is one I would look at. I gave a bear call spread on Apple. I'm still in it. We took in 30 cents on the 143, 142 bear call. And Meta, bull put spread 92.91. We took in 32 cents. So 30 and 32 on those. So I'm still in both. I haven't checked the numbers in the last little bit. We got taken out. I put an order in at a nickel for each to get taken out of the trade. I'm going to do my best to wind out of both of them today for sure. But I mean, and it's Monday's my busiest day. So Monday is a lot of management, a lot of adding new covered call positions. I got exercise on a position last week. So now it's managing that position. And yes, I have no problem getting exercised on it because of Wheel of Fortune. Sell a put, buy the stock, write a covered call, sell the stock. Sell a put, buy the stock, write a covered call, sell the stock. Wheel of Fortune goes round and round, right? And it is a Wheel of Fortune, right? That's the goal here. 3 to 5% a month is my goal just on covered calls. When we incorporate naked puts, it's more like that 7 to 10% a month is what we're looking for on that trade setup. Let's say you can only get 5% a month. That's the equivalent of 60% a year, right? Non-compounded, that's just 60% straight interest, okay? So awesome. Good. So those are the two today. Amelia's got a couple of trades there that she took today in Trade Watch alerts. Let's go take a look at what that is, what those are. All right. So here we have trade of the day. She at 10:52 this morning, she did a vertical spread on 3 contracts on the Qs. Right. It was the 7th of November options that expire today. Right. 263.64 put. She took in credit of 54 cents. So she got paid 54 cents. At 10:55, 3 minutes later, she got out of the trade by paying 22 cents back. So she basically kept 32 cents on that trade, winds up with 69% rate of return in 3 minutes. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty happy with that. Would you be okay with 69% in 3 minutes? All right. This comes right off of her Trade Watch alerts. Every single day she sends this out. All right. Here's the next one. Another Qs trade. This came in right at 9:33 this morning. She did 13 contracts there on this trade, directional trade. She bought to open the 268 put at 309, and that was at 9:33. She sold it 1 minute, 10 seconds later at 363. So she basically, when you look at this, and it was a gap fill trade, she got 10 to 60, 53, 54 cents is what she took in there. So if we grab a calculator, I think I have it open somewhere already. If we grab a calculator, she made 54 cents. So 0.54 divided by 3.09. She has a 17% rate of return. She's got it right there, 17.4% rate of return in a minute. But here's what I really want you to see. If she took in 54 cents times 1 contract, which is 100 shares, she made $54. But she did 13 contracts. That is $702 in a minute. Now go annualize that sucker out and see how that does, right? Amelia does a great job with it. Yep, awesome for Amelia. Bingo for Amelia. Great, very much. Yeah, Jim, you got it. You got it, right? So really, really, really good setup today for her. Both trade setups, guys. The idea here is, can you capitalize on the market? That's really what it comes down to. Can we capitalize on the market? You don't have to be a jack of all trades because you will be a master of none. Get really good at one setup to start. I'm doing this now. Guys, you ready? It's not 2+ decades any long. It's over 25 years. Over 25 years. The majority of my adult life, I have been trading the markets and teaching others to do so as well. Right? So can't believe that. Someone told me it takes 5 years to get a black belt, and I have 5 black belts in the stock market. Okay. We got a lot of black belts here at Wealth Builders, if that's the case, between myself, Brandon, Ryan, Tony, Amelia, a new person that's coming on, supposedly, scheduled to come on. We're talking, finalizing in February, a new coach, right? So a lot of great opportunities, guys. A lot of great opportunities in the market day in and day out. I have a lot of tools in my tool belt, right, because I've been doing it a long time. You just getting started, you haven't started making any real money yet. One trade, repeat it again. What if I don't find it every day? You take that one trade only. Get really, really, really good at that one, then add another and another. And then you go, oh, which one of these three should I use today with this condition? Ah, that one. Let's pick that card, right? Works extremely well that way. All right. So topic for today is election day fallout. Are we going to have any? Yeah, probably somehow. Positive, negative. It really depends what happens. And the problem is it's not going to happen tomorrow. You're not going to know about it Wednesday morning. I don't believe. How about that? I think there's going to be a bunch of close races that are going to be too close to call. And without conceding, I think both sides of the aisle have decided they're not going to concede no matter what they say. I mean, I could see people winning by 20 points and still the other side saying, nope, not conceding, right? Right or wrong, good or bad, it's their right to contest the election if they have cause for it. And if it's found cause, then they'll fix it, of course. But that fallout is going to cause some drag out in the market. And again, you may find that there is enough that one side or the other wins the House or the Senate, and one side or the other wins that, and that's enough to move the market in a direction, because we know that, you know, if this side wins, this is expected to happen. If that side wins, that's expected to happen. Now, again, expected, right? But anytime someone comes in as a president, they tend to lose the House, right? It's almost a given that they tend to lose the House when that happens. So we'll see where it all goes. There's a lot riding on it right now as far as where people have put their monies in anticipation of this move. There are some bigwigs out there that are planning on a win in one direction or another and betting on that with their monies and so forth. But election day fallout, folks, you've got to be careful over the next day or two. Until we have a really clear picture, I am doing less on my covered calls as far as my positions that I own that I don't want to give away. If there's a company that I don't care, by all means, I made my 4%, 3%, 2% for the week, and it gaps up and they take the stock away from me, I don't care. I mean, that's just part of the game for me with that stock. The stocks that I own that I want to write covered calls on for the rest of my life, right? The again and again and again, the ones that I have just taken in massive premium on them in the last couple of months alone, right? I mean, when you take a Tesla where you could bring in $3 and $4 for a week, guys, that is just tremendous, tremendous potential with that kind of money coming in. I mean, if you go and look right now, here, if I pull up Tesla, well, I didn't want to do that. Just give me Tesla. Oh boy, come on. There we go. If I look at Tesla, forget about what it's doing. It's down 10. I don't care about the down. That's not what I'm going for. I don't care about that. I'm going to go over to the naked put side and say, I want to own Tesla and I am willing to take some risk on. I think that right now, there's a 13% chance that Tesla gets to 180 or closes with intrinsic value this coming Friday, right? So, and I could sell that option. We'll just call it $1.30. It just makes it easier math, right? That's $1.30. Okay. Worst case scenario is they make me buy the stock at 180, which really I'm buying it at 180 minus $1.30 because they paid me. So I'm really buying it at 178.70 is what my cost of the stock is. And if I really like Tesla, I'm willing to buy it today at 198.40. Why would I not be willing to have someone make me buy it at 180, right? And pay me for it along the way. Okay. And again, I'm not saying Tesla is, yes, you should do this, right? You've got Amazon, you've got Google, you've got lower cost positions. Obviously, you need to have cash available to be able to deal with it, right? But these are the types of positions that after their splits, I don't believe they're done. I believe do you really think Google is done? Really? I mean, the growth and the things they're doing day in and day out, I don't see it. Amazon, if you go back to, I think the movie was Demolition Man with Stallone, Wesley Snipes. I forgot what her name was that was in it, but I think that was it. And they froze him, right? He was a cop. He did something wrong. They put him in biofreeze, right? and it came out and it was just crazy world. And there was a restaurant war and only one restaurant won. It was Taco Bell. So every restaurant was now called Taco Bell. They didn't serve Taco Bell stuff, by the way. But it was Taco Bell. No one could get fat there because the meal was like 4 calories. What was in the meal? And they were the only one. They were the only one standing, right? They were the only one that was left standing. If there was ever going to be a retailer, the only one left standing, to me, Amazon is it. They're not going anywhere, right? They have their hooks in every major industry there is out there. You could buy houses through them, your drugs through them. You could do everything or just about everything through them. All right. So I think they've got a lot of opportunity. Yep. Demolition Man said, female Sandra Bullock. Thank you. I just couldn't think of her name. Trip. Thanks for that. Yeah. It's a good movie. It was on not long ago. That's what made me think of it. All right. I do like the biofreeze part though. That was cool. All right. All right. So just be careful over the next couple of days, folks. We're not out of the woods on Tuesday. It's not, okay, the market's going up or okay, the market's going down. We're not out of the woods there. And even with that, if the market is right and one side wins and the market starts to go up, that doesn't mean that the economic woes are gone. There's still a lot of stuff that has to be fixed and changed. Our inflation, our gas prices, all of that. I mean, we're seeing just record numbers again. There's a very consistently lower price gas station that's not far from us. That last evening was, I filled up last night. It was $3 and I want to say 58 cents a gallon. We saw $3.99 by one place by us at an Exxon Mobil by us yesterday. My wife and I were driving around for an errand, and we saw one of the gas stations was almost $4. Right? National average is about $4 now, a little bit more than that. And California, I heard something that it hit $8 in spots of California. Anybody seeing that anywhere? $7 and $8 gas. We've got to fix that, right? So it's not that the election is over and things are better. No, it's not, right? The hopes are there that the election fixes some of this, but it's not necessarily done. The war in Ukraine and Russia is still around, so we're still going to contend with some of this stuff for a while. PK said that was the cost with the reduced tax on gas. That's it, PK. That's the only reason New York has that, is they removed the state tax from gas. But that ends, I think, in December for us. And that means we're back 40, 50 cents a gallon higher overnight. New York can't continue to do it. They just can't. They can't. I mean, it's just, that's such a massive moneymaker for them. But I do think all states that are collecting collecting tax on gas should reevaluate how they collect it through this time. And they should not be collecting it as a percentage of the gas price. They should be collecting it as a fixed rate on gas, as long as gas remains above X. Pick X. As gas remains above $3, we're going to make it 30 cents a gallon versus, 12%. Whatever the numbers are, they should put a fixed number in there to cap it. Once it drops back down, it goes to a percentage rate. Right? And it's got to maintain below there or above there for 2 weeks before they can take action on it. So it's not a fluke of it, pushed it up or pushed it down for a day or two. Okay. All right. What stocks do you guys want to take a look at? Drop them in. Let me know. What do you want to see? Brenda is ready, man. She's on fire with this every week. She's the first one in there. QQQ is the first one, right? Oh man, ripping off Trip there, Brenda. Wow. That's pretty brazen, huh? Not with Qs, with the AMD. Let's see, QQQ, guys. So I like the area that QQQ is in right now. I like where we're at, right? We do have 267.10 as resistance. We have 268.50 is the 8 moving average. When I look at it from a percentage standpoint, oh, wrong one. When I look at it from a percentage standpoint, all right, we are below that 269, so we're less than 25% away from the fib line. So we are in a confluence position. So I do like it, Brenda. I would prefer the push to the downside, which takes us down to that 257, 258-ish level, right? 257.94. It takes us down there as our next target. And we've been there in recent days, right? Well, about a month ago, but we've been there. That catalyst where we gapped through and then took off from there. if you get that same gap and you've got a target in, you're out of that trade, it is phenomenal, right? What a great setup there. What a great setup there. So I do like the setup on that one there, Brenda. Next was AMD. Obviously, Brenda, I'm teasing because Brenda apologized, Trip, for taking it. I'm teasing, of course. So we had these two rectangle boxes take place on AMD not long ago. Let me just pull that one over a little bit. There we go. Not long ago. Okay. We broke out, we came back down, and we're still kind of in the same rectangle there. We got out of it a little bit, and we may want to adjust our top side a little. Right, but that's about where that rectangle is. We could probably come down and adjust just a little bit more for the bottoms. Right in there. And we are still in this sideways pattern, this sideways move, this ugliness of what's going on here, right? So with that, Brenda, we're in a neutral bias right now. So a bounce off of the fib line up to our fibit right here is great if you can get it. But here's my problem. We've bounced already. Right, we came down Friday, and we bounced up. All right, we opened up, and we're back there again today. We keep stopping at the top of this rectangle in here. So it's kind of a, iffy's not the word I'm looking for. It's a higher risk entry because of where the top of that rectangle is. So some consideration to that when you are trading it. Trip, is this who you did the Iron Condor on? Was AMD or was it AMAT? I think it was AMD. It was, Brendan. So Trip purposely did an Iron Condor on this because it wasn't going anywhere. So you may want to look at that. When we talked about it last week, I talked about, right where it is now, you're looking above the 66.5 for the bear call and below the 57 for the bull put. If you can get premium for it, that was my, without looking at an option chain view of what I would look at inside of there and be acceptable with on that trade. All right. So something like that may be helpful to you. Hope that helps. Let me know, Brenda. Karen's asking for SQ. Karen, I saw your email this morning. I sent a message back to Suzanne. If she hasn't already, she'll send it out to you. Let's look at Square. So Square is on our power option plays list. We had it down as neutral as of yesterday, right? And it was right here. That's yesterday. This is today. We had a gap up today. We ran into the 63.65 and we failed, right? So, and I'm not worried as much about the 55 moving average. That's more of a bias reason than anything else. 8 and 21 are the keys, right? So if you were able to take it, Karen, off of that 63.65, because we set it up as a day trade, no earnings to worry about, with 58 and 56 as the downside target. So here's the 58 was our moving averages, 56 being down here, 55.62, right? So if you were able to take it, 58 was that. Hold on. Oh, because we were sitting right here yesterday. That's right. We were sitting right at this line. So that 58 was moving averages and down here. So right now we're looking at 59.63 as the downside target. If you get the breakout, Karen, the 8's crossed up through the 21. So we can take a directional trade. I would still take it as an aggressive trade, just going against the market. But here we're looking at 63.5 and 70.5. So 63 to 70 is 7 points. We move 860. So we don't need a fib in there. So we're good to go. I would still scale out of half the trade, Karen, at the midpoint. We're not going to talk about that one tomorrow, Karen, in Mastering the Trade, the midpoint trade, but we are going to talk about that probably next month. I need to train through all of the other changes that are going on out there right now in power option plays and the adjustments we made and how much easier life is going to be for a brand new trader who knows nothing about the markets. It'll be so much easier to learn the system with the new grading scale that I came up with for the trades. And those of you that were in New York saw it, but you watch the differences here as we go through. All right, so Karen, I hope that helped. Let me know. Will's asking for Home Depot. And it's funny, that was on my list. I forgot to go over it. Home Depot. Let's try HD instead of HE. Okay, perfect, 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 perfect. So I gave Home Depot a grade of 1 on our ranking scale. And I'm not going to get into what the ranking is or how it works right now. I actually didn't even get into it in Power Option Plays. So I want you to start seeing it. You saw it over the weekend. You're going to see it again tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, we'll train on the how and the why all of this takes place. Okay. And for those of you that are not, guys, listen, get into the how not to get your ass kicked training, where I talk a little bit about rankings in there. It was really the first introduction to the public, to everybody, of what we're doing inside of there, right? But get inside of there and learn about the rankings and how I utilize those to take advantage of the markets. So what happened today? We have a line drawn on Home Depot at 286.72, right? Let's go look intraday at Home Depot. Did I miss it? Okay. $286.72. Okay. We gapped up today and we had Home Depot listed down as a bearish bias, 274, 269 with the downside targets. Okay. 274, 269. What happened on Home Depot? We ran up into that 287-ish level. Guys, we dropped all the way down here to 283. We hung there for 4 candles, got to pop back up at 284. You back out. Actually, you back out over here even. At 284, you back out. You're back in. You're back out one more time. Call it 284.5. You get in at 286.5. You've got about a $2 move in there where you could easily pick up $1.80 to $2 worth of premium on the options price inside of there. There's a great setup, a great structure, a great move on this. And all of this came from what we did at a Power Option Plays yesterday as an initial rule structure on ranks, right? On ranking the candidate. This was one of 3 stocks that had a number 1 for their rank today. The other 2 didn't give us a great setup. So we passed. Position 1 in the chair. I'm good, baby. I'll just chill out and watch, right? Obviously didn't want to do that if I don't have to. Sorry you missed Tesla. No problem, Erica. It's always there, right? All right. So I hope that helps, Will. Let's see. Kevin asked for Schlumberger. There's something about a name change there, I thought. All right. So Schlumberger. Scrunch down a little bit. 54 up to 59 is $5. We're at 385. 49 to 54 is 4 and 1 is 5. So we need to put both the negative 136 and the 118 in there. Bam, 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 bam. So negative 136 and the 118. Perfect, 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 perfect. All right. Give me a sec here, guys. All right. So now we're looking at Schlumberger. We had a nice, really nice breakout on this today, Kevin. I mean, energy, right? Go figure. It's energy, right? Of all things, energy. Okay. So we break out of the 53.89. I'm looking to see, can we get a retest and a bounce? That would be my entry, Kevin. That's me. That's what I look for, is the pullback and the bounce. So that pulls me back a little bit. We get a bounce. 56.62 is my target. My next target is just underneath that 59, probably 58.5 is where we're looking at exiting. So probably about 56 on the first one, right? Stop somewhere down below that 53.89. I like the setup a lot. I like the breakout. I like the strength. I like where the DMI plus and minus are with the ADX. ADX is at 55. I mean, that's a great ADX. And my DMI plus is at 39. So a lot of strength inside of there. So yes, Kevin, I like it a lot on Schlumberger. All right. So I hope that helps. Let me know. Tripp's asking for IBM is the first one. Let's get a bigger picture. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So Trip, we finally got a retracement enough, although I'm not excited about this, but we finally got enough retracement to redraw. I think the move is just too big, personally. I haven't looked this the last couple of days, so I didn't redraw. So 34 to 40 is 6. Yeah, we're okay. Not great, but we're okay. So I don't need to make any changes in there. So right now, the 8 moving averages support Trip at 136. We bounced up nicely today. So we're in the middle. Break out of the 140 or come back near the 134 before I would do anything on IBM. Micron. Let's see. So Micron, a lot of ugliness in there, Trip. This is kind of a same scenario type thing. If you can do, I remember doing Iron Condors, Trip, on Sears Holding, SHLD, no longer a symbol, right? SHLD, it was about $120 level of the stock. 110, 120 is about where it ranged. And you would wait until it ran up to resistance, like it is here, 56, rolls over, and we're doing the bear call spread. You'd wait for it to come back to support around that 53.5. It bounces, we're writing the bull put spread. And it was a leg in Iron Condor that we did. And leg in was literally leg in. You know, we did not, when we were doing these, when I was doing these, myself, Dale Zamzo, when we were doing these, I would do the bear call spread and I would sell my naked call first, if it was the call that we were doing at that point. But I'd sell the naked position first. I wouldn't leave. I'd stay at the computer. Something happened, I would go ahead and immediately, you know, either A, take on the long leg, or B, get out of the trade. And you let the price of your long option drop a little bit because now the option's dropping, the call value is dropping. So you buy your long leg. So originally you had a $2.50 spread that you could have picked up 50 cents, and now you're picking up 85 because your long leg dropped. Then it gets down to support and it bounces. You sell your naked put, you let it continue to rise, and then you buy your long leg below it and you pick up an extra 20, 30, 50 cents on that option, which dramatically increases your profitability in that trade if you're right. The nice thing is you can't be wrong on both of them, right? It either closes above one or below the other. It can't do both on expiration day. The management of it is where it becomes a little bit trickier on any multi-leg position. But I like a lot stock setups like that for stocks like this. Now we got a little bit of shakeout down here. So if I got it up here, if I could get, so if we're sitting at 56, right? If I could sell above 58 3/4, so about 59, and we get down here and get back into that 53.5, if I could sell down below 51, 50 is where I would like to see it. Whether I get enough premium is a whole different ballgame. All right, that's number 2. Yeah, so Trip said I looked at an Iron Condor on Micron as well, but couldn't get the premium. There you go. And then lastly, you had down AMAT. Okay, so AMAT, nice gap today, Trip, but it puts it a little bit too high up. Get above the 95 bounce and take off, or else, yeah, I mean, that's our better bet, is to move to the upside. We're getting, you know, a higher high now from where we were. So, you know, that next target is up here, whatever this high comes out to be, 97.5-ish. That's our next target to break above. Break out, retest, and bounce off the 95.14. So Erica, when I was talking about Tesla, I was just talking about things like you could sell naked puts on it. Keeping in mind, you know, if you're going to sell a naked put, you want to sell something that's under a 40 delta, right? I'm sorry, under a 20 delta is normally where you want to be, under 20. So I used the 280 as an example because it was easy math, right? So right now we're at 288.5, but if you went to a 20 delta here, 18 delta, 277.5, they're going to pay you $1.27. If they made you buy it at 277.5 and they paid you, let's say they paid $1.50, again, easy math, 77, wipe out 7. So 276 would be your cost in that stock. So if they made you buy the 277.5, you're still ahead of the game. And then we turn around and write a covered call with a 38 delta for $3. All right. That's the way I like it. Yes. Right. That's why I like Tesla, Google, Amazon, those types of stocks. Trip said, I'm always hoping when I draw fibs, they match yours like IBM. Did it match, Trip? I hope so. Yeah, happy. Okay, good. Very good. All right. So, guys, make sure you go over to tradinglikeaboss.com. Listen, tonight, and I think it's either tomorrow, Wednesday. I don't remember when the 2 dates are. There are 2 trainings left. Tonight is one of them, 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to be inside of there. I'm going to just pull the curtain back a little bit to share with you what this ranking system is. If you could just grasp that little bit, trades like Home Depot would have popped right out at you this morning and given you an amazing opportunity. So make sure you get registered for that training. All right. With that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Oh, thank you. Before I forget, next week, I will not be in the office on Monday. So we are moving Power Hour to Tuesday at noon. All right. So when you register for Tuesday at noon, when you register for next week's Power Hour, it'll be Tuesday. Now, if you register and it's Monday and we haven't changed it yet, we'll just move you over to Tuesday. We'll send an email out that says that. Suzanne was telling me that the other one is on the 9th, which is Wednesday at noon. So it's either tonight at 8 p.m. or Wednesday at noon on how not to get your ass kicked. All right. With that, I will see all of you at our next update. We'll leave the room open a little bit. Lee, can you drop in that link, please, to how not to get your ass kicked? I would greatly appreciate it. Grab it. Go check it out, folks. And I will see you at our next update. Take care. See you then. Bye.